A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a controversial statement made on Friday, former U.S. President Donald Trump compared individuals jailed for their involvement in the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot to the over 120,000 Japanese Americans who were forcibly incarcerated during World War II. In an interview with conservative commentator Dan Bongino, Trump questioned the continued detention of those charged in the Capitol riot, stating, "Why are they still being held? Nobody's ever been treated like this. Maybe the Japanese during the Second World War. Frankly, they were held too." This statement has sparked significant backlash, with many arguing that such a comparison is both inappropriate and misleading. Trump's remarks come as he has consistently tried to downplay the severity of the January 6th events, which resulted in injuries to approximately 140 law enforcement officers and the death of Trump supporter Ashley Babbitt, who was shot by police during the riot. Earlier this week, Trump referred to the day as a day of love, further attempting to reshape the narrative surrounding the violent attempt to overturn the 2020 election results. The former president has previously claimed that the rioters, many of whom are still facing legal repercussions, have been horribly treated, labeling them as hostages and victims. He has repeatedly called for their release and indicated that he would consider pardoning them if he were to regain the presidency. In response to Trump's comments, Vice President Kamala Harris accused him of gaslighting the public about the events of January 6th. The comparison to the Japanese American internment camps is particularly contentious given the historical context. During World War II, an estimated 120,000 individuals of Japanese ancestry, including American citizens, were forcibly relocated and incarcerated following an executive order signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in February 1942. A 1983 congressional commission later concluded that these detentions were primarily driven by racial prejudice, war hysteria, and a failure of political leadership. In 1988, the U.S. government formally apologized for these actions and provided reparations of $20,000 to each surviving victim. Sharon Yamato, the daughter of Japanese Americans who were incarcerated, expressed her outrage over Trump's comments, stating, "Japanese Americans are not and should not be compared to insurrectionists who committed major crimes and in which people were hurt and killed. I think that is just so horrible to try to even make that comparison or allege that there's any similarities between the two." This sentiment reflects a broader concern that such comparisons diminish the historical suffering endured by Japanese Americans during the war. In his interview, Trump also claimed that the January 6 defendants had won in the Supreme Court, referencing a ruling from June that limited the application of a federal obstruction law that had been used to charge many Capitol riot defendants, including Trump himself. The Supreme Court's decision, authored by Chief Justice John Roberts, stated that the charge of obstructing an official proceeding must include evidence that defendants attempted to tamper with or destroy documents. However, it is important to note that the majority of the nearly 1,000 individuals convicted or who pleaded guilty in connection with the Capitol riot did so under various charges, not solely based on the obstruction law in question. As the political landscape continues to evolve in the lead-up to the 2024 presidential election, Trump's comments are likely to fuel further debate regarding the events of January 6th and the treatment of those involved. The ongoing legal ramifications for the rioters, coupled with Trump's rhetoric, could have significant implications for the Republican Party and its base as they navigate the complexities of justice, accountability, and historical memory. The stark contrast between the experiences of Japanese Americans during World War II and the actions of the January 6th rioters underscores the need for a nuanced understanding of history and the importance of accurate representations in contemporary political discourse. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.